been asked by lots of you to redo my video on how to put your baby to bed safely. The video that we currently have on the website in the book trailers is old, before we cocooned babies. So this is a new video on how to put your baby to bed safely with the new updated info on cocooning rather than tucking blankets in. So, if somebody came to me to find out how to put their baby to bed safely, the first thing I would do is say, don't sleep your baby in a Moses basket or a bassinet anymore, because we know that there isn't enough airflow. It's very important that your baby sleeps in a cot or a mini crib. A mini crib can be a smaller cot. This is a papa, which is a very small cot. A mini crib is about this size. So in fact, a mini crib is this size. You can see from the size of this mattress. So you want to sleep your baby in a mini crib with slats the whole way around, or a full-sized cot. It's very important that there's slats all the way around, so on all four sides of the cot. If you have a cot that has one enclosed ends or two enclosed ends, I wouldn't purchase one, but if you have one, what you have to do to make it safe is make sure it's in the centre of the room. If you were to put a cot with two closed ends and put this side against a wall, you've now got three closed sides and not enough airflow for your baby. So you need to make sure if you have a cot with one or two closed ends, it's in this out from a wall so there is enough airflow for your baby. Often with your first baby this isn't a problem because you've got lots of room, but if you have a second baby or if you have twins, you might put one up against a wall, and then you have to make sure the airflow is correct. Now, it's very, very important that you buy a very good mattress for your baby. Cots in Australia pass safety standards and all cots in Australia are safe. However, all mattresses in Australia are usually not comfortable and often not safe. So you have to be very careful that you buy a good quality mattress. Some mattresses come in shipping containers with wooden furniture and get sprayed. Other mattresses come from countries like the UK or America and get sprayed with fire retardants. You don't want any of that. Some mattresses are made in factories where people smoke cigarettes. Now, if you buy baby clothes made in a factory where smoking happens, your baby isn't at risk, isn't at no risk, but isn't at as big a risk as with a mattress. If somebody is smoking around baby clothes when they're making them, as in they've been in the factory making the clothes, then they go out and stand outside the front of the factory, have a cigarette, wash their hands, come back in and touch the clothes, you're washing the clothes. So there isn't as big a risk. But with a mattress, you do not get to wash it once you've bought it. So you want to make sure your mattress has been exposed to nobody who smokes. You don't want your mattress made by smokers because you can't wash them. So if all else fails, buy a Save Our Sleep mattress, because we know we do testing of the factory, as in we just turn up at the factory, it's local to us, it's local in Geelong, and we can turn up, check the factory, and we can make sure that no one's hanging around outside the front smoking. We are very particular about where our mattresses are made. Mattress is very important. Now, with the mattress, the Save Our Sleep mattresses are a cut down version of an adult mattress. With the mattress, you need to make sure when you press your hand down on it, there is no imprint of your hand. If there is an imprint of your hand, it's not a safe sleeping environment. So tea tree mattresses can leave an imprint after a little while. Latex mattresses after a little while can leave an imprint. Try and avoid mattresses like that and get yourself a good quality firm mattress. Now, our mattresses have got a wool layer or organic wool layer mattress to help keep your baby warm. In the past, people used to sleep their baby on sheepskins to keep their baby warm. But the sheepskin we know is a risk, a SIDS risk or a SUDI risk. The sudden unexpected death of an infant is SUDI, different to SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome, because when a baby rolls onto it, they can't breathe. On our mattresses, it's not a sheepskin layer, it's just a wool layer, and it's under the organic cotton cover, which makes it warm for your baby, but there's no risk of them having a sleeping accident. So make sure you buy a good quality mattress for your cot. You can get a cot from somewhere like IKEA, but just make sure you get a good quality mattress. A mattress is really important. Then don't use a mattress protector unless you buy the Save Our Sleep mattress protector, which is made for us by Bambi. Bambi is an Australian company who've been making mattress protectors for many years. The mattress protector is made for us by them. If you cannot afford the luxury of getting a Save Our Sleep mattress protector, use a cotton towel. I'm not saying buy my products. I'm giving you alternatives. If you can't afford this mattress protector, use a cotton towel. Don't use any other brand of mattress protector because they make your baby sweat. Even the ones that say they're 100% cotton make babies sweat. Now with a mattress protector, if a mattress protector is waterproof, it is also breathe proof. So if you buy a waterproof mattress protector and your baby rolls over onto your baby's tummy, that is then breathe proof, which is not a safe sleeping environment for your baby. So when you're setting up the cot, you want a mattress which fits really snugly into each corner and each side of the cot like this. And then you want to put your mattress protector on it, or a cotton towel if you can't afford a mattress protector. And then I recommend bamboo sheets, because bamboo sheets they absorb moisture more than cotton, and because you are using a cotton Save Our Sleep mattress protector, which is not waterproof, because waterproof is not safe. You might say, why do I use a mattress protector when it's not waterproof? You're using it to protect your baby from things like dust mite, and you're using it to increase the length that you can use your mattress. Because if your mattress is kept clean from dust mite, etc., it's going to be able to go through 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 babies if you're lucky enough to have multiple babies. So the bamboo sheets, if your baby does have a little vomit, the bamboo sheet will help to keep it away from the mattress. It takes it away from the baby. It sucks it in 70% faster than cotton. Now in all of my sheet sets, which I can't find now, but we normally have a little, here he is hiding, we have a protector. So this little burper we put under the baby's head. So I will put this in the cot under the baby's head. The baby we're going to play with today is about 8 weeks old. So I will put it about here so that the baby's feet are at the end of the cot. Now, what do we dress our baby in for sleep? So, we have a bedding guide which I'll just grab to show you. This is the Save Our Sleep bedding guide, and this explains to you what to put your baby into sleep. Now, it's very important that you read the text and you don't just read the tables at the back. But in the table at the back, it tells you what to put your baby in if your baby is newborn from 0 to 8 weeks. When your baby is 8 weeks and wrapped, it tells you what to put your baby in, and then when your baby is no longer wrapped. Now, I say to sleep your baby in a bodysuit. So you'd have your baby in a nappy and then a bodysuit. A bodysuit can look like a short sleeve bodysuit, can look like either of these. The sleeveless or the short sleeve bodysuit is what I would call a short sleeve bodysuit. It needs to button onto your baby's bum. If you have a singlet which stops here, or a vest or a singlet which stops here, it's going to ride up and it can rub on the umbilical cord, the belly button, and it can upset your baby. You want one that buttons onto the bottom. So I put the baby in that. Then I put the baby in a onesie, baby grow, or a bundler. So I would have your baby in a baby grow or a bundler. I love the bundlers because they last longer. This will only last your baby until their feet come to here. With the bundlers, you can use these from when your baby's tiny, and then as your baby grows, it grows with your baby, so you can use them for a lot longer. And then some people use them like nighties when their baby's feet stick out the end. So you get your baby might fit in this for 2 to 4 weeks. Your baby might fit in this for 6 weeks to 8 weeks. So it's a much better buy. It's a bundler. So your baby is in a nappy, a bodysuit, a baby grow, or a bundler. And then because this baby that we're playing with today, is over 8 weeks, we're going to put the baby into a safe sleeping bag. So this is a Save Our Sleep safe sleeping bag. With a safe sleeping bag, you have to make sure that the neck is fitted and the armholes are fitted. I try and avoid press studs under the arms because sometimes they can come undone. They can have a little error and there can be a bit sharp bit which can cut the baby. It doesn't matter if your baby's arms slip into the sleeping bag. if the neck is fitted. If your neck is fitted and the baby's head can't slip into the sleeping bag, that's what you want. That's a safe sleeping bag. You want a sleeping bag that has a zip down the front to avoid carers putting your baby on their tummy, which is unsafe. But when you look at this sleeping bag and you look at this sleeping bag, they look very similar. To most people, those sleeping bags would look very similar, but what you need to be very careful with is there is no safety standards in Australia for the neck fit of a sleeping bag. There is standards for how they burn, there's standards for these labels which need to go on them, but there's no standard for the size of the neck. Now with this sleeping bag, it can be sold in the Australian market because it says on the packaging, if your baby's head can slip inside the sleeping bag, put it away until your baby is older. Now I find that really interesting because this sleeping bag is for size 0 to 6 months. I'm nearly 45 and my head can slip into the sleeping bag. So if my mum was to buy this sleeping bag, my mum should put it away until I'm older because my head can slip into it. That's why you need to be very, very careful when buying a product. Imagine if this baby was in this sleeping bag, the whole baby can go in through the neck of the sleeping bag. So obviously it wouldn't go in head first, it would slip down the other way. You could go in and find your baby in their sleeping bag like this. Very dangerous. Or if your baby climbed out of the sleeping bag, you can then have a quilt in the cot with your baby, which is also very dangerous. So make sure you buy safe baby products. There are lots of products on the market that are not safe. I would never recommend using a wrap which has got a zip up or down the front and the arms totally in, because if your baby is wrapped in a wrap like that with the zip up the front and their arms in, if your baby flips to their tummy, they can end up trapped face down. Very dangerous. There are lots of very dangerous products on the market. So I recommend from 8 weeks that you wrap your baby with a Save Our Sleep wrap in a wrap, or if you don't want to buy a Save Our Sleep wrap in a wrap, you can just get a big bit of stretch fabric from somewhere like Spotlight. So you're going to wrap your baby in a wrap like this over the sleeping bag. So how the wrap works is, you lie the wrap out, you've put your baby in their safe sleeping bag, you put your baby to about 1.5 inches down from the top, you take one arm, put it over your baby's tummy, and you pull the wrap very tight and firm around your baby's tummy. Now this helps your baby feel safe and secure. It also helps your baby feel full, which is good. Your baby will sleep better when they feel full. Then this side, the same thing. You pull the wrap and it goes around the baby like so. Then you take the third layer and it comes around the baby like this. And then you take, that goes under the baby's bottom. And then you take your fourth layer, stretch it, and again it comes around the baby like this. It's much easier to do with a real baby. Now what's good about these wraps is your baby can move their legs. They've got full hip movement because the wrap is around here. We know it's important for babies to be able to move their legs. The shape of the sleeping bag helps to keep the wrap out, and they can move their legs, which doesn't cause any hip problems. Some people think wrapping babies the way the Western world wrap them causes hip problems. So these wraps are designed to avoid hip problems. If you have extra sleeping bag, never do this, because this is making more layers on your baby. You tuck the sleeping bag under your baby like so, and you make sure that your baby's feet are at the end of the cot. Now, you look at the bedding guide, and depending on where you live, you follow the different temperatures. So this baby is a baby of 8 weeks. So we're going to follow, we're in Victoria, and the room's 20 degrees. So we've got the bodysuit, the baby grow, the one Tog safe sleep bag, the wrap in a wrap, and then we're going to have the bamboo sheet folded in 2. Now, if you've got a very little baby, you can fold the sheet in 4, which is what I'm going to do. So we're going to fold it once, which is in 2, and then fold it again, which gives us 4 layers. Now the reason I use a sheet is because I like to use blankets. And if your baby has little posits and the posits go on the blankets, you have to wash the blankets. If it goes on the sheets, you don't have to wash the blankets, you can just wash the sheets. So it helps to keep your blankets clean. So then, in Victoria at this time of year, we use anything from 6 to 12 blankets with a baby of this age. This is explained in the guide. So the blankets are cotton bamboo blankets. They're see-through. They're very light in weight, but they're very light they're very light, and you can see through them. But they're very warm because they've got bamboo in them, and the baby's like the weight of the bamboo. So again, that blanket is now folded twice, which gives you 4 blankets. So you don't need to buy 4 blankets. You buy 1 blanket and fold it in 4. And we put it over the baby like so. And then I'm going to put a few more layers on. So this is our grey version. I personally love the grey one. So again, that's folded in 4. So that goes on. So that's 8 layers on the baby. And at this time of year in Victoria, we would use 12 layers. So we've got 8. This blanket is now the bamboo version. It's much heavier. It's the same warmth, but it's much heavier. And babies love the heaviness of this blanket going over them. Lots of babies sleep really, really well with these bamboo blankets, especially that top layer. Now, I do not tuck the blankets in. So if you're looking from this end, you'll see that I put the sheets over the blanket like this. Now, if you tuck the blankets in to the sides of the mattress, you cause an air pocket here and here. When your air gets down there, your baby will get cold and your baby will roll to their tummy. That is a very unsafe sleeping position for your baby. If you cocoon the blankets, so you put the blankets over the top like I did, you bring them right up to your baby's chin and you push them in round the side of your baby like this. That is cocooning the blankets. Babies like to be cocooned. There is no cold air getting in, and they will sleep really well when the blankets are on them like this and cocooned. I do not tuck the blankets in. If you are going to use a comforter, you put the comforter next to your baby's face, just under the blanket like so that your baby can nuzzle their face towards the blanket, towards the comforter. I would not put the comforter with a baby who is not wrapped and under 6 months, because if they get it over their face, they can't pull it off. It's not going to do them any harm because it's a tested comforter if it's a Save Our Sleep brand, but they might not be able to get it off their face. So put the comforter right here and then your baby can be next to it. Now it's a good idea to move it from side to side. So the next sleep, put it on this side to avoid your baby getting a flat head. The other thing that I recommend is the Avon thermometer, so that it's a little thermometer that you can have in the cot before your baby goes to sleep, so you can check the temperature, and then when you're ready to put your baby to sleep, you lift it out of the cot. So that says it's 20 degrees, so we know what bedding to use. So that is how I would put a baby to bed and how I would cocoon the blankets in. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.